So picture this. Endless desert, like scorching sun, and suddenly, boom, futuristic cities, right? Pushing the boundaries of technology and global influence.
This is pretty amazing.
It really is. And that's the United Arab Emirates, how they went from sand dunes to a global powerhouse. That's what we're diving into today.
Yeah, a story that really captures the imagination. And like you said, it's not just about oil wealth.
Right.
Their strategic use of geography, a forward-thinking approach, it's been key.
So, okay, let's rewind way back to 1971.
Okay.
7 emirates, each with their own ruler, decide to team up, and they form the UAE. It's
Right.
like this league of mini kingdoms.
Yeah.
And they have this shared vision for the future.
And that vision was crucial. I mean, they recognized early on that their location had these strategic advantages.
Yeah.
83,600 square kilometers.
Wow.
Large portion of that is the Rub al Khali Desert, one of the most arid places on Earth. But their coastlines on the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman
Right.
made them a natural hub for trade.
So they were already primed for this global role. And then oil just throws gasoline on the fire.
Yeah, but it's so fascinating how they didn't just ride that oil wave.
Right.
They knew from the start they needed to diversify,
Yeah.
to build an economy that could thrive even when the oil wells ran dry.
Which is where Dubai comes in, right?
Sure.
Talk about a transformation, from a trading port to a global financial center,
Yeah.
pulling in businesses and investors from all over the world.
It's a prime example of their diversification strategy, but it goes beyond finance, too.
Okay.
They invested heavily in tourism,
Of course.
creating these stunning attractions.
Yeah.
The Burj Khalifa, tallest building in the world, luxurious resorts, and even cultural landmarks like the Louvre Abu Dhabi.
It's like they set out to create this global destination,
Yes.
attracting everyone, business tycoons to art enthusiasts.
Precisely. And they've been remarkably successful at it.
They have.
But it's not just about attracting wealth. It's about building a sustainable and resilient society. And that's where things get really interesting.
Okay, so we've got this economic powerhouse in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
How do you make that sustainable, especially in a region that's facing water scarcity and extreme temperatures?
This is where their commitment to innovation really shines.
Okay.
They've taken on the challenge of sustainability head on, investing in renewable energy, water conservation, and even building entire cities designed around sustainable principles.
Wait, hold on. Cities designed for sustainability in the desert? That sounds like something out of a science fiction novel.
It's becoming a reality.
Wow.
Masdar City, for example, a planned city in Abu Dhabi that's aiming to be one of the most sustainable urban developments in the world, they're using cutting-edge technology to harness solar and wind power, energy-efficient buildings, and even implementing innovative transportation systems like personal rapid transit pods.
So they're not just talking about sustainability, they're putting it into practice in a really tangible way.
And that's a key part of their approach. They're willing to experiment, to push the boundaries, and to be a model for others when it comes to addressing these global challenges.
It's incredibly ambitious, especially when you consider the context. Building a sustainable city in the desert is no small feat.
Absolutely, and it speaks to their long-term vision.
Right.
They're not just thinking about the next few years. They're thinking about the next few decades, about creating a society that can thrive in a world facing climate change and resource scarcity.
So they're building a future-proof nation, and they're not just doing it for themselves.
Right?
They're sharing their knowledge and collaborating with others to tackle these global challenges.
You're exactly right. Their approach to diplomacy and international cooperation is another fascinating aspect of their story. They're building bridges, fostering dialogue, and working to promote peace and stability in a region that's often marked by conflict.
And that's where their unique demographic makeup comes in, right? We're talking about a country where almost 90% of the population are expats.
Exactly. You have people from all over the world living and working in the UAE.
Wow.
Creating this incredibly diverse and cosmopolitan society.
90%. It's like a microcosm
It is.
of the globalized world, with all these different cultures and perspectives coming together.
And that diversity has really shaped their approach to the world. They understand the importance of cross-cultural communication and collaboration.
But with such a large expat population, how do they balance that with preserving their own Emirati heritage and culture?
That's a question a lot of people ask.
Right.
And it's a delicate balancing act. They've been very intentional about promoting their own cultural heritage, rooted in Islamic traditions and Bedouin culture alongside this global influx of people and
So it's
ideas.
not about erasing their own identity. It's about finding a way to integrate it
Right.
into this modern globalized society.
Exactly. It's about creating a society that's both rooted in tradition and open to the world.
Hmm.
And it's something they've been navigating quite skillfully.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground already, from their strategic use of geography to their economic diversification,
Yeah.
their commitment to sustainability,
Uh,
their unique demographic makeup,
yeah.
and their growing role on the global stage. But there's still so much more to unpack.
There is.
This is where it gets really exciting.
Yeah.
And this is only part one.
Yeah, this is just the beginning.
Stay tuned because we're just getting started.
Picking up where we left off, that commitment to becoming like a technological hub.
Yeah.
It's really remarkable. They've recognized that innovation is key,
Yeah.
not just to economic growth, but to actually solving those future challenges.
And it seems like they're not just dipping their toes in,
Yeah.
they're diving headfirst into some seriously cutting-edge fields.
Absolutely. One area where they're making huge waves is AI,
Okay.
artificial intelligence.
Right.
They were one of the first countries to appoint a minister of state for artificial intelligence,
Wow.
signaling their intent to integrate AI into all facets of government and society.
A minister specifically for AI, that's a pretty clear sign they're serious about it.
Is,
What does that kind of role involve?
well, it's about creating a comprehensive strategy
Okay.
for AI development and implementation. It goes beyond just using AI.
Right.
It's fostering research, attracting top talent, and developing ethical guidelines for its use.
So they're building an entire ecosystem for AI to flourish.
Yeah.
Almost like Silicon Valley, but for AI.
You could say that, and the applications are wide-ranging,
Yeah.
from improving healthcare and education to streamlining government services and even driving innovation in sectors like transportation and energy.
Makes sense.
Like they're exploring AI-powered traffic management systems
Oh, wow.
to optimize traffic flow in their rapidly growing cities.
Which makes a lot of sense, especially with the population boom that they've experienced.
Yeah.
But AI isn't the only area that they're focused on, right?
Not at all.
Mm.
They're also exploring blockchain technology, 3D printing, drone technology, and they're doing it with this clear vision of how these technologies can address real-world challenges.
I've got to ask about the Hyperloop.
Okay.
That's the super fast transportation system that uses pods traveling through vacuum tubes.
Right.
It sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
It does. But the UAE is seriously exploring its potential.
Wow.
Imagine traveling between Dubai and Abu Dhabi,
Okay.
a distance of roughly 150 kilometers
Yeah.
in just 12 minutes.
That would revolutionize transportation in the region.
It would.
It seems like they're really pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
That it all ties back to their goal of building a knowledge-based economy.
Okay.
They understand that the future belongs to those who innovate.
Right.
And they're creating this environment that encourages risk-taking, entrepreneurship, and that out-of-the-box thinking.
It's like they're saying, we're not just going to be consumers of technology.
Yeah.
We're going to be creators.
Exactly. They're investing in education, research, and development.
Uh-huh.
And they're creating incubators and accelerators to support startups and foster this thriving tech ecosystem.
It sounds like they're putting their money where their mouth is when it comes to building this innovation-driven future.
They are.
But with all this focus on technology, how do they ensure that it benefits everyone in society?
That's a crucial question.
Mm-hmm.
One of their core principles is inclusivity,
Okay.
ensuring that the benefits of technological advancement are shared by all segments of society.
Right.
For example, they have these initiatives aimed at equipping their citizens with the digital skills
Okay.
needed to thrive in this rapidly evolving economy.
So it's not just about developing like cool gadgets and futuristic cities.
Yeah.
It's about making sure that everyone has the opportunity to participate
Right.
in this technological revolution.
Precisely. And that brings us to another fascinating aspect of their approach,
Okay.
their model of agile governance.
You mentioned agile governance earlier. Can you
Yeah.
break down exactly what that means?
So it's a philosophy that emphasizes flexibility, adaptability, and a data-driven approach to decision-making.
Okay.
It's about moving away from those rigid bureaucratic structures
Right.
and embracing a more iterative and responsive style of governance.
So it's like applying the principles of agile software development to running a country.
That's a great analogy in the tech world. Agile development involves breaking down large projects into these smaller, manageable chunks,
Okay.
testing and iterating along the way, and constantly adapting to feedback.
Right.
The UAE is applying a similar mindset to governance,
Wow.
allowing them to respond quickly to these changing circumstances and to continuously improve their policies and services.
It makes a lot of sense. In
Yeah.
a world that's changing so rapidly, it's like they're recognizing that the old ways of doing things might not be the most effective.
And they're not afraid to experiment, to try new things, and to learn from their mistakes. And this willingness to embrace change is a key part of what makes them so successful.
Yeah. It's a fascinating approach. It seems like they're really trying to create a system that's as dynamic and innovative as the technologies that they're developing.
It's not just about internal governance.
Mm.
Their approach to diplomacy also reflects this agility.
Okay.
They're constantly building relationships, forging partnerships, and engaging with the global community in new and creative ways.
One of the most striking examples of this, I think, is the Abraham Accords,
Yeah,
which normalized relations between the UAE and Israel.
right.
That was a major geopolitical shift.
It was. It was a bold move that demonstrated their willingness to be peacemakers and to build bridges in a region that's often marked by division.
Right.
And it's not just about diplomacy in the traditional sense.
Okay.
They're also using their resources and influence to address these global challenges,
Yeah.
like poverty, hunger, and climate change.
So they're not just focused on their own national interests. They're
No.
actively trying to make a positive impact on the world stage.
They see themselves as global citizens, contributing to a more peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable future for all.
Yeah.
And their commitment to humanitarian aid and development assistance reflects that vision.
It's an inspiring approach, and it shows a level of responsibility that's often lacking in international relations.
It does.
They're really walking the walk when it comes to global citizenship.
And this brings us to another fascinating aspect of their story,
Okay.
their space program.
Oh, yeah.
Their ambitions aren't limited to Earth. They're reaching for the stars,
Yeah.
literally.
I remember the Hope probe mission to Mars in 2020.
Right?
That was a huge accomplishment.
It was a huge
The
accomplishment.
first interplanetary mission by an Arab nation.
It was a statement to the world that the UAE is a nation of innovators, explorers, and dreamers.
Yeah.
And it goes beyond just national pride. They see space exploration as a way to inspire their youth,
Okay.
to foster scientific advancement, and to contribute to our understanding of the universe.
So it's about pushing the boundaries of human knowledge and inspiring future generations to reach for the stars. That's amazing.
It is.
But space exploration is incredibly complex and expensive. What are some of the challenges that they face in pursuing these ambitious goals?
You're right, it's a massive undertaking. One of the biggest challenges is developing the necessary expertise and infrastructure.
Right.
They've been investing heavily in education and training programs, but it takes time to build a world-class space program from scratch.
And I imagine international collaboration is key,
It is.
especially given the complexities of space exploration.
Absolutely. They've been actively partnering with other nations and space agencies, sharing knowledge and pooling resources. For example, they've collaborated with NASA on various projects, leveraging their expertise and experience.
So it sounds like they're taking a very strategic and collaborative approach to space exploration,
They are.
recognizing that they can achieve more by working together.
Exactly. And that collaborative spirit is a hallmark of their approach to many challenges.
Yeah.
Whether it's technological innovation,
Right.
sustainability, or diplomacy, they understand that we live in an interconnected world
Yeah.
and that addressing global challenges requires global solutions.
Okay, we've covered so much ground from AI and the Hyperloop to agile governance, space exploration, and international diplomacy.
We have.
It's clear that the UAE is a nation on the move, constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
They are.
But with all this rapid development and change, what are some of the potential downsides or challenges that they face moving forward?
That's an important question.
Yeah.
One of the key challenges is managing this rapid growth
Yeah.
in a sustainable and equitable way.
Yeah.
They've experienced an incredible population boom,
Yeah.
and that puts a strain on resources, infrastructure, and social cohesion.
So it's a balancing act,
It is.
ensuring that everyone benefits from this economic growth while also preserving their environment and cultural heritage.
Exactly. And then there's these broader social and political questions.
Right.
With such a diverse population, how do they foster a sense of national unity
Yeah.
and shared identity? How do they balance economic liberalization with social conservatism? These are complex issues that they'll need to navigate carefully as they continue to evolve.
It's like they're building the plane while they're flying it.
Yeah.
Constantly adapting and adjusting to these new challenges and opportunities.
Yeah, it's a really incredible story of ambition, innovation, and resilience.
It is, and it's a story that's still being written
Yeah.
in this final part
Right.
of our deep dive. We'll explore what lessons we can learn from the UAE's journey and what their story might tell us about the future.
That's where we're headed next.
I'm eager to delve into that. Stay tuned, folks, because the most thought-provoking part is yet to come. We've explored the UAE's incredible rise. They've embraced technology, their unique approach to governance, and their ambitious vision for the future. But as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm curious, what are the big takeaways? What can we learn from their story?
Hmm. That's a great question, and I think there are several key lessons that stand out.
All right.
One is the importance of long-term vision.
Yeah.
UAE's leaders have consistently shown an ability to think decades ahead, anticipating challenges and making strategic investments that have paid off.
It's like they're playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
Yeah, exactly.
Always thinking several moves ahead.
They're not just reacting to current events, they're proactively shaping the future they want to create. Their approach to economic diversification
Right.
is a perfect example. They knew they couldn't rely on oil forever.
Right.
So they made this deliberate effort to invest in other sectors, creating a more resilient and sustainable economy.
And that long-term vision is coupled with a remarkable willingness to embrace change and to challenge the status quo. It's almost like they have a national motto of adapt and innovate.
I think that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to experiment, to try new things, and to learn from their mistakes.
Yeah.
They understand that progress requires constant evolution.
Right.
And they've created a culture that encourages risk-taking and that out-of-the-box thinking.
Their approach to sustainability really highlights, building a sustainable city in the middle of the desert.
Yeah,
That's no easy feat, but they've taken on that challenge
they have.
with incredible determination and creativity.
And they're not just doing it for themselves.
Right.
They're sharing their knowledge and collaborating with others to find solutions to global challenges like climate change and resource scarcity.
Yeah.
Their commitment to international cooperation and diplomacy is another key takeaway
Right.
from their story.
Their openness to the world is also striking.
Yeah.
They've embraced globalization, attracting people and ideas from all corners of the globe. It's almost like they've created this microcosm of the globalized world.
It is.
Right there in the heart of the Middle East.
That's a great observation.
Yeah.
They've recognized that diversity is a strength.
Yeah.
And they've built a society that's open to new cultures, new perspectives, and new ways of doing things.
But with such a diverse population,
Yeah.
how do they navigate the challenges of creating a sense of national unity and shared identity?
That's a question many countries grapple with
Right.
in an increasingly globalized world.
Yeah.
The UAE has focused on promoting their own cultural heritage rooted in Islamic traditions and Bedouin culture,
Okay.
while also creating a sense of shared purpose around their vision for the future.
So it's about finding a balance between preserving their own identity and embracing the richness that diversity brings.
Yeah.
It's a delicate balancing act.
Absolutely. And it's something they've been navigating quite thoughtfully.
Yeah.
They've also been very intentional about ensuring that the benefits of their economic growth are shared by all segments of society.
That's crucial. It's easy to get caught up in the glitz and glamour of Dubai,
Yes.
but it's important to remember that a society's true strength lies in its inclusivity and its commitment to social justice.
And the UAE has made significant strides in those areas.
Wow.
They've invested heavily in education, healthcare, and social welfare programs, ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to participate in their society and to benefit from their economic progress.
It's a reminder that progress isn't just about building skyscrapers and launching rockets.
Right.
It's about creating a society that's just, equitable, and sustainable for all its citizens.
Exactly. And that's a message that resonates far beyond the borders of the UAE.
Yeah,
Their story offers valuable lessons
it does.
for other nations navigating the challenges of globalization, technological change, and social transformation.
It's a story that challenges us to think bigger, to dream bolder, and to believe that anything is possible when we combine vision, strategy, and a relentless pursuit of progress.
And it's a story that's still unfolding.
It is.
The UAE is a nation on the move, constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible. It'll be fascinating to see what they accomplish in the years to come.
So, listener name, as we conclude this deep dive into the UAE's remarkable journey, we're left with this sense of awe at their achievements and a renewed belief in the power of human ingenuity to shape a better future. Their story is a testament to what can be accomplished when a nation embraces change, invests in its people, and sets its sights on the stars. It's a story that inspires us to ask ourselves, what seemingly impossible things are we capable of achieving?